How's it going there, guys? We are here on CR3 Christian Radio for Trinity, and you already know it's time to do another book review. This one here is 2000 Years of Christ Power, the Age of the Early Church Fathers, Volume 1. So he has, Nick Needham has 5 books, one that has not come out yet. So I got 2 of them. We have also the one with the Middle Ages all the way to the 15th century. And what did I really like about this book? Well, for starters, it's very simple, straightforward. They give you some chapters on different church history people, you know, the fathers. Um, so we have here the contents, the historical background, Roman Israel, Jesus movement. So what are you going to get? You're going to get lots of information, but lots of good information. And he writes it in a way that's very winsome. And it's so impressive, to be honest. As I'm reading this, I'm taking some notes and I'm learning about different people. And I just want to read more. And so I think he did a really good job in making the book readable rather than just a bunch of facts. So a couple things that stood out is apologetics. A lot of um, early church fathers, they were people that stood up for the faith. And even in the second century, obviously in the first century too, there was false teaching. And so they had to stand up for the truth. So things like the hypostatic union, the Trinity, it's going to be all these different teachings that really formed the church, and especially in the early church. And then you're going to hear about the creeds and Council of Nicaea, all these different things. But I also like the testimonies, right? You're going to hear a little bit more about Thomas Aquinas in the Middle Ages. For me, I just heard about him a little bit and said, okay, he's a great church history guy to know, whatever. But you're gonna listen to some details, read about some details of his life, like whether he was gonna have a wife or not, or whether he left his wife or some stuff like that you don't really hear about. So I really liked how detailed these books were. They're gonna talk about just the great divide between the East and the West. So you're gonna see a lot of that. Um, the Middle Ages, it could get a little boring, but like I said, this guy Nick Needham does a really good job with making it interesting. The Byzantine Empire, what else? The Crusades. I always question who started the Crusades and all that. He even goes into the religion of Islam. And so I really enjoyed these 2 books. I'm actually going to buy the other 2. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, I recommend checking out this book. I just started it, 5-Minute Church Historian by Rick Cornish, also forward by Bruce Shelley. So many different books that I think as believers we need to consider because church history does matter. I think the Lord did something so amazing, right? At the beginning of Pentecost, and He continues throughout the centuries. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So we know that He has been doing something amazing in the Old Testament and New Testament, and throughout church history. And so, be motivated even today. You are a part of God's history and what He's doing in your local church. So obviously, go to church, but learn about the early church and how God uses these men for His glory. All right, guys. God bless you. Peace out.